This is Perfect Harvest MLP Studios.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. Don't know what that was. Anyway, hello everybody. It's George here in the guise of my Lego minifigure custom. It's nothing to do with Lego actually. Anyway, I hope you're well. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I bought some little random figures from a charity shop the other day. It reminded me that I've got like a little Tupperware box which has been overflowing for years of just random figures. Most of them are blind bag figures. I mean, I know I've got lots of random action figures anyway in my collections, but this is a really random assortment. A lot of them are sort of grouped together. Yeah, let's just go through them, shall we, and have a delve. Well, actually, before we delve any deeper, I'll just show you the two figures that I bought the other day that made me want to do this video. First off is this chappie over here. He's an Imaginext fireman by Fisher-Price, and yeah, pretty standard. You know, he's got 4 points of, well, actually 5 points of articulation because he's movable at the shoulders, and just the legs are all one bit. He's posable at the wrists as well. I know I didn't have one exactly like this, but when I was younger, when Imaginext first came out, I did have the original Imaginext fire station playset and also a construction one, a sea rescue one. That was the first one that I bought the other day. The other one that I bought, I liked it because it's unusual, but I've only just managed to work out what it's from. So, it's obviously the Statue of Liberty, which I just thought, actually, that's a really cool little thing. You know, it's nifty. How often do you see little figurines of the Statue of Liberty? And it took me ages to work out where this is from, and according to Google, this is apparently made again by Fisher-Price from Go Jetters. I have no idea what that is. Obviously some sort of 3D animated kids show. I just liked it though. You know, it's yes, it's heavily stylized, but it's the Statue of Liberty. So yeah, anyway, that's those two out of the way. Let's have a delve into some of the other ones. These are definitely not blind bag figures because these came on little cards. Here you've got a couple of little G.I. Joe vinyl figures. I originally bought these thinking these are action figures, but no, they've got no posability whatsoever. But, you know, they're still very, very detailed. Here we've got Duke, Snake Eyes, Destro, Cobra Commander. Here's an assortment of some Marvel Comics and DC Comics superhero figures. Obviously, we've got Captain America and Iron Man. So Captain America stood on this little plinth, obviously just smashed a wall, or as Dan Nerd Cubed described it, bit of cheese. And then Iron Man is obviously blasting off and he's holding his hand out to shoot a tank missile. They're very, very cheap, not the best painted figures. These came in little blind capsules. Not long after I first became a brony, Yum Soda, she had a very short-lived series on her channel called Spike and Derpy's Blind Bag Blast. She opened one of these on there. And then next to them, some DC Comics blind bag figures. These were buildable ones. We've got obviously Superman on the left and Wonder Woman on the right. Wonder Woman has appeared in the background of one of my Q&A videos as well. So they're posable at the waist and at the arms. Also the head, not so much for Wonder Woman because of her hair, but with Superman it's a bit stiff, but yeah, his head can turn. He's got a little bit of a small noggin, but again, they look the part, don't they? Talking of superheroes, here I've got some Disney Zum Zums, and the two at the back I got brand new as blind bag figures, and the other ones I've either bought offline or found in charity shops. At the back we've also got Daredevil on the left, stood on top of a little really, really cool gargoyle. There's Daredevil with his little horns. Here's the gargoyle. That is really detailed. And then here you've got Mark 1 Iron Man suit, stood on top of some sort of bit of metal. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be actually. I don't quite get that. I'll tell you what, it's going to fall over, so I'm going to pop him down there. Down at the front, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Goofy, Donald Duck. There's a tiny little Captain America Zum Zum. But the best one really is old Lightning McQueen here. Why did they turn him into a Zum Zum? It makes no sense. I mean, you could say that about any Disney character or a superhero character. You know, why would they turn them into a Zum Zum and misshape them? But yeah. Anyway, that's those guys. Here we've got 3 Roblox blind bag figures. Now, I have never ever played Roblox, but I remember I saw Paul and Shannon unbox a Roblox minifigure on PS Toy Reviews on their blind bag treehouse once. And I thought to myself, actually, that looks really cool. I think the one that they actually unboxed was this guy here, called Fuzzy Woo. I don't know, I just like his design. I think Paul and Shannon said he looked a little bit like Beetlejuice. Posable at the knees and the hips, under the waist, and also obviously the head and the shoulder joints. Now this one, he's a Roblox university student. And he's got a little one of those foam hands that says, "Are you number one?" Now, the reason why I've kept him is because, apart from the fact that he's got a really cool design, at the time that I got him, I was studying at Reading University. Technically called University of Reading, but Reading University everybody calls it. So I just thought, "Are you Reading University?" You know. And it's sort of similar colours to the coat of arms for Reading University, which is interesting. And then this last one, I cannot remember what he's called, but he's obviously some sort of guard or soldier. He's one of these Roblox figures that has a normal head, but a Minecraft body. And he comes with a really cool gun that's square. Does it shoot square bullets? That can't be right. Here we've got some slightly unusual ones, but you will recognise them. These are a couple of Shopkins. I did used to have a load more, but obviously I got rid of them, but I kept the ones that were sort of near and dear to me. This one's probably one of my favourites, Mini Minty, or again, as Paul and Shannon from PS Toy Reviews used to call her, Mintimus Maximus. Like all of these things, they are very tactile and very good to hold in the hand. This is the Petkin pod, or Cuppy Corn, oops, because yeah, obviously being a brony and, you know, unicorns and that, but yeah, let me just get that out first. Little holographic thing to say congratulations, you found Cuppy Corn. So here's Cuppy Corn herself. This figure confuses me. It's already got a unicorn head, so why didn't they put the face where the unicorn head is? Why has it got a stillborn conjoined twin? I don't understand that one. This is Brenda Blender. I cannot remember the name of her, but it's basically a little Vespa from the Around the World series. In this little bag here is probably another one of my absolute favourite Shopkins out of the very small collection that I own. And again, I found out about this figure and Shopkins in a way through Young Soda. She unboxed crispy crackers. I just love the design. The colour's a bit off, looks a bit like vomit, the colour, but you know, it's very tactile, it's nicely detailed. Yes, there's lots of moulding lines and sprue, but you know, it's a cheap bit of plastic really. What are you going to do? Here's a couple of Moshi monsters, and I bought all these from the same charity shop actually. I had to buy this one because, you know, it's a little helicopter. How could I not buy him? I think his name's Twirly Whirly Tiddlycopter. Is he a rare one? I think I've heard that he's rare. Then here we've got Priscilla, the Princess Pony. TJ Pone's animations of Princess Celestia. Now, Twilight, do you need to eat your vegetables? This one's quite amusing as well. This is Angel, the Sky Pony. Just because how gormless it looks. This is General Fuzuki. I lost him for years, and then I was sorting out my bedroom and I just found him one day and I thought, where the bloody hell have you been? Anyway, that's the Moshi Monsters, because next to those we have some Go-Go's, and I have had these since my childhood, since I was about 10, 11, and I've bought all of these. Well, actually, I tell a lie. One of my learning support assistants at school told me that her son was into Go-Go's, and she told me about them, and she actually bought me a little pack, which was my first one, and these are the ones that I got. Now, would you believe I've had these nearly 16, 17 years? I've only just learned their names. So this blue one is apparently called B-Boy Mochi. This one is called Ufus. And then these two I bought sort of later on, and I've always loved this one. It's called Hearty. Apparently it's these things on top are supposed to be like antennae, but I've always thought how much it looks like some sort of kitten, like a very kawaii one. And then this one's quite a cool one. This is called Off On. Basically, its mouth is a big on-off button, and then it's got a pause button on its head, and its eyes are play and rewind buttons. Very, very cool. I do like that design. These are 3 Hot Wheels blind bag toys. I think this one came in a gachapon, this one. It's a little charm racer. Yeah, it is very sensitive, that trigger button, but very cheaply made. And then next to it, you've got a more quality made Monster Jam blind box. Yeah, this came in a box. And again, same principle. There we go. The entire base of this is die-cast metal. This was actually a blind bag that I think I bought from Poundland. It's just a little motorbike, and it has steering as well, and a little friction motor. And finally, to finish off, here we've just got some random assorted figures. Once again, over here on the far left, this is a Fistful of Power chain minifigure. This is the only Fistful of Power figure that I've ever owned, and I bought him a couple of years ago off eBay, because I remember when Fistful of Power first came out, I saw the adverts for it and I thought, okay, that looks cool, but didn't really grab my attention. And one day, I can't remember what it was, I think it might have been a copy of the Beano or something, but I got one of these figures free. But the chain figure that I had was completely different. It was red, and it had sort of like a black head and limbs, and instead of the laser on the end of his arm being red, it was yellow. And yeah, and I really liked him, but unfortunately I got rid of him years and years ago, and when I went on eBay to try and find one, the only red one that I could find was a crystal version. But I remember seeing pictures of this variant with the purple, so I thought I'd buy him. But yeah, he's a quite a cool one. Now this one is behind. This is Ernesto de la Cruz in his Day of the Dead costume from Disney's Coco. I've never seen Coco, but again, Paul and Shannon from PS Toy Reviews used to open these buildable vinyl figures quite a lot on Blind Bag Treehouse, and this was the one that they got the most, and I thought, actually, I do quite like that. You know, he's very posable. He's posable at the waist, he's posable at the head, as you can see, and he's got good posability on the arms. But yeah, again, it's a really nice, very accurate figure. Now, this one at the back, this is another unusual one. This is a mini Rebecca from the Thomas the Tank Engine blind bags. Obviously, I know of Rebecca. I remember seeing the news articles about when they introduced more female characters. Was it 8-9 years ago? The last time I watched a current episode of Thomas the Tank Engine was, where was it, season 7 or something? So the reason why I really wanted a little figure of her was because she's based off a Battle of Britain class locomotive, which is one of my favourite trains in the world. I can't remember where I bought this. I think it was in Tesco's or something. But yeah, it's basically a Deadpool figural keyring, and he's got his, are they katanas or scythes or whatever? But yeah, is it made by Monogram? I think it's made by the same company that made the MLP G5 ones. Here we've got a world's smallest Stretch Armstrong, and yeah, I bought him from, was it HMV in Reading? So yeah, world's smallest, and he does stretch as you would expect a Stretch Armstrong to do. And then the very last figure out of this entire little box is a little blind bag figure of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I think these blind bag series came out when the last film came out. I can't remember what it was, because I've seen the first and second ones. I've never actually got around to see the final one. I love Toothless. I think he's really cool looking, but also very cute at the same time. I think it's the fact that he was designed by the same person who designed Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, so he's got those same sort of ears. So he looks really cute at the same time. But yeah, I just wanted to get a little Toothless for my collection. And with that brings us to the end of this random figure haul. Sorry that this was a bit of a random video, like the random contents of the Tupperware box behind me. But as a toy collector, I just love anything that's, well, it's a toy basically. Yeah, I just thought I'd like to share some of these things with you. And again, as I feel that my videos are public service, so if you saw anything in this video that you'd like to have a look at or look into further, then I hope I've helped you in that endeavour. Anyway, if you did like this video and you like what else you see on my channel, don't forget to like, comment if you fancy, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in one of my other guises in the next video, whenever that is. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.
And if you cannot obey, then you will wither away, and your feet will become very sore. And you'll open up your window and you'll suddenly find that a peanut has knocked on your door. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. If you understand this, then you're mad. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And the singing is also quite bad.